The Sharpe's rifle stands out as one of the most legendary firearms of the 19th century. Its reputation for accuracy, power and reliability made it a favorite among both soldiers and frontiersmen. When people talk about American firearms innovation, the Sharpe's is always part of the conversation. This was not just another rifle. It was a tool that changed battles and shaped the American West. Why did the Sharpe's rifle become so famous? Well, it was among the first breech-loading rifles to see widespread use. With it, shooters could load and fire much faster than with old-fashioned muzzle loaders. This made a huge difference on the battlefield and when hunting on the plains. Collectors, historians and shooters today still admire the Sharpe's for its engineering and its role in American history. It is really a symbol of the technological leap that took place in the mid-1800s, marking the shift from slow, awkward rifles to the era of precision and speed. Christian Sharpe's was a skilled gunsmith with a vision. Born in 1810, he learned his trade in the workshops of Harper's Ferry Armory. In the 1840s, muzzle-loading rifles dominated the market. These guns were slow, hard to reload, and unreliable in bad weather. Soldiers and hunters wanted something better. Sharpe's saw the need for a rifle that could be loaded from the breech, not the muzzle. His experience at Harper's Ferry showed him the limitations of old designs. He imagined a firearm that was faster, safer and easier to use, even from a prone or covered position. In 1848, Sharpe's patented his revolutionary design for a breech-loading rifle. He teamed up with investors and established the Sharpe's Rifle Manufacturing Company in Hartford, Connecticut. His invention promised to change not just how guns were made, but how wars were fought. Sharpe's was determined to solve a real problem for shooters. His rifle would become the answer to the slow reloads and misfires that plagued earlier guns. The Sharpe's was about to make history. The heart of the Sharpe's rifle was its breech-loading system. Unlike muzzle loaders, which were loaded from the front, the Sharpe's had a hinged breech block. The shooter could lower a lever, which dropped the breech block and exposed the chamber at the rear of the barrel. This allowed rapid loading of a paper, or later, metallic cartridge. This mechanism made the Sharpe's much faster to reload. Shooters no longer had to stand up, pour powder and ram a ball down the barrel. Instead, they could stay behind cover, insert a cartridge, close the breech, cock the hammer and fire. This was a major advantage in combat and hunting situations. Another innovation was the gas seal. Early Sharpe's rifles used a sliding pellet primer system and a special shape in the breech block to help seal hot gases from escaping. Later models improved on this with better fitting parts and tighter tolerances. The breech loading system also made cleaning easier and increased reliability. The Sharpe's rifle's design was robust, simple and easy to maintain in the field. This made it very popular with both military and civilian users. The first Sharpe's rifles, like the model 1851 Boxlock, used paper cartridges and percussion caps. These early models were lighter and had a distinctive, almost boxy shape. They fired smaller calibers compared to later versions. The mechanism was effective, but there was room for improvement, especially in sealing gases and handling larger, more powerful cartridges. As time went on, the Sharpe's Rifle Manufacturing Company introduced new models. The Model 1859 became famous during the Civil War. It had a more refined falling block action and was available in .52 caliber, making it a hard-hitting weapon. Later versions, like the Model 1863 and Model 1865, included better seals and the ability to use metallic cartridges, which further improved reliability and ease of use. The lockwork also evolved. Early guns used complicated primer feeding systems, while later models simplified the mechanism. Improvements included stronger springs, better triggers, and more durable parts. Barrel lengths and sights were also adapted to meet the needs of sharpshooters and hunters. Each new Sharpe's model represented a step forward in gun design. The changes reflected feedback from the field, making the rifle more accurate, powerful, and user-friendly. Manufacturing the Sharpe's rifle required both skilled labor and precise machinery. The company's Hartford factory, became a center for advanced firearms production. Craftsmen and machinists worked together to produce thousands of rifles, each one carefully inspected before leaving the factory. The main material used was high-quality steel for the barrel and breech block, while other components often used iron or brass. The stocks were usually made from American walnut, which was prized for its strength and beauty. Each piece of wood was hand-fitted to the metal, giving every rifle a unique feel. Parts were made both by hand and with early industrial machines. Interchangeability was a goal, but some finishing always required skilled hands. Finishing touches included bluing for metal parts and oiling or varnishing the wood. The company's commitment to quality meant Sharpe's rifles were more expensive than many competitors, but their reputation for reliability and durability helped secure military contracts and loyal civilian customers. During the American Civil War, the Sharpe's rifle earned a legendary reputation. Union forces quickly saw its advantages over older muzzle loaders. It allowed faster loading, greater accuracy, and better use from behind cover. Some regiments, like the famous Berdan's sharpshooters, were equipped almost entirely with Sharpe's rifles. These sharpshooters used the rifle's long-range accuracy to harass enemy officers, artillery crews, and pickets. The Sharpe's could hit targets at over 600 yards with skilled marksmanship. Its breech-loading system allowed soldiers to keep up a steady rate of fire, even in the heat of battle. Confederate soldiers both feared and respected units armed with Sharpe's rifles. Some even captured and used them when possible. The rifle also saw use in cavalry units, where its fast reload was a huge tactical advantage. The Civil War proved the Sharpe's rifle's value. Its performance on the battlefield led to increased demand and cemented its place in American military history. After the Civil War, the Sharpe's rifle found a new life on the American frontier. Buffalo hunters prized the powerful Sharpe's Big 50 and other large-caliber models for their ability to drop massive bison at great distances. Hunters like Buffalo Bill Cody and Wild Bill Hickok became legendary figures, often photographed with their Sharpe's rifles. Sport shooters and marksmen also adopted the rifle. Its accuracy made it a favorite in long-range shooting matches, which became popular in the late 1860s and 1870s. The heavy barrel and fine sights of the target models helped shooters achieve stunning results, even at 1,000 yards or more. The Sharpe's rifle played a major role in the near extinction of the American bison. It became a symbol of the rugged, expanding West, both for good and ill. On the frontier, it was also used for defense against outlaws and hostile forces. In the hands of skilled marksmen, the Sharpe's was more than a tool. It was an icon of American expansion and adventure. The Sharpe's rifle's effect on tactics and shooting was profound. Armies learned to use long-range rifles for skirmishing and precision fire, really changing how battles were fought. The Sharpe's helped prove the value of breech-loading arms, pushing other gun makers to follow suit. Scientific tests in the 19th century showed the Sharpe's rifle was accurate and powerful. Trials by the United States Army and private marksmen confirmed it could hit targets at impressive distances. Modern studies and recreations have verified these results, highlighting the rifle's fine engineering and ballistic strength. After 1870, newer repeating rifles and metallic cartridge technology began to outpace the Sharpe's design. The company struggled, eventually closing in the 1880s. Yet the Sharpe's legacy lived on in other rifles and in the world of competitive shooting. Today, reproductions are popular with collectors and black powder enthusiasts. The Sharpe's rifle changed history. Its design influenced later breech loaders and set a new standard for accuracy and reliability. The legend of the Sharpe's endures, a symbol of American ingenuity and the spirit of the frontier.